Welcome back to our second video of week 2. Earlier this week, we had talked about how to review your recorded sessions, and I gave a couple tips on approaching your online classes. A real quick recap of the last video. How to review your recorded sessions. You would go to your courses, click on a course, class meetings, or the Collaborate tab. And then you're going to see these 3 lines at the top, recordings, and then right here will be all your recordings if your professor uses Collaborate. And then you would click on it, watch now, and it would automatically pop up and start running. A couple of other tips I gave was how to reward yourself at the end of the week. We have really long weeks, we have a lot due, sometimes we have tests, especially exam week. You want to sort of give yourself something to look forward to at the end of the week, whether it's reading your favorite book for 2 hours or watching some TV, maybe going to Dunkin' and getting a coffee Sunday mornings or Saturday mornings, just something you can look forward to motivate yourself throughout the week. And the last major tip I gave was write down all of your assignments for your classes. That way you can stay organized, lessens the chances of you missing an assignment, missing a deadline, keeping track of when you have tests, when assignments are due, that kind of thing. So I definitely recommend keeping track of them somehow. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about communication through email. Since we are virtual and a lot of people are, working from home and doing things virtually, we're communicating 90% of the time through email. So I'm going to walk you through how to set up some emails. Okay, so the first major advice that I give is don't address your email until you're totally finished with it. That way, say you're about halfway through, email isn't finished, you accidentally click the send button, it's not going to send to anyone because you haven't put it in yet. So wait until your email is all done, you've looked over it, there's no grammar mistakes, there's no errors, and then you can put the 2 in. For our subject line, we're going to put, our legal first and last name and our D100 number in almost every email that we send. That way they know who, and your D number is basically your identity on campus. So those are the 2 most important things you want to have in the subject line. It tells someone right away who you are. And then you'll address, a quick synopsis of what the email is going to be about. So we'll say test question. Now, before we just jump right into the email and say what we're emailing about, we want to have a greeting. Whenever, we're in person, you want to say like, good morning, how are you, etc., etc. So that's what we're going to do in an email. So the 3 easiest ways to greet someone: good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Simple and, nice and simple. So we'll say good evening. Good evening. And then you're going to address whoever you're sending the email to. Doctor, professor, Ms., Mrs., Mr., whoever you're sending the email to. If you don't know who you're sending the email to, a really simple one that I love to use, to whom this may concern. So good evening, to whom this may concern. Super easy, covers all the bases. You can use this one when you're sending it to like financial aid or the registrar or student accounts, because you don't know who's really going to be receiving it, but you still sort of give them a greeting. Something that we're not going to start our emails with is hi, hey, yo, what's up? Those are not like professional at all. An email is a professional way of communicating with someone else. You need to decipher between what's a text message and what's an email. So in our emails, we're going to use, proper greetings, the 3 that I listed, and then you're going to address whoever you're writing to. So I know who I want to send an email to, so I'm going to say, good evening. Good evening, Professor Holloway. Now we can start getting into our body. Even though you stated your name in the subject line, it's always, nice and easy just to state it again. And then if you are emailing to a professor, what class are you in, what day does it meet, and what time is it at? So some of these professors have, 6 different classes, maybe they're 2 different subject matters, they have a lot of students. So by you telling them, what course, what class, and what time, it makes it super easy for them to, exactly find out who you are. African American history. So right away, when I start my email, they know who I am, what class I'm in, what day it meets, and what time. So right away, they know maybe what test question I'm trying to address, what test. It really makes them easy for them. And just like you guys, I know as students, I receive a ton of emails every day. So you can only imagine how many emails they're receiving. So it really makes it easy. And you'll probably get a quicker response. Another suggestion, if you're attaching something in the email, make sure you let them know in the email. So to this email, I'm attaching, and then whatever you're attaching. And then you can go ahead and attach it. And there you go. That way, just in case they don't see it, they're reading the email, they're like, oh, okay, they're attaching something. Coming back to the, greetings line, this isn't a text message, so we don't use shortcuts like we do in our text messages. We're not gonna use you, because, please, or thanks. We're gonna write everything out in our email because this is a professional email. Another thing to watch while writing an email is your tone, how you're addressing, a concern you may have. Say you have a concern about your grades, something doesn't match up, or you believe you should have gotten a better grade based on the rubric. Don't use a demanding tone because that's not really going to get you anywhere. Use an understanding. You're trying to understand why you got that grade, not demanding them to change it. So, simply just say something like, hey, I had seen, not hey, like, good evening. I had seen that I received a 100 on my lab. I was just wondering how I got that grade based on the rubric, something I can fix in the future. If you have any suggestions for me, I would greatly appreciate it. That's a way better tone and a way better way to address it than, why did I get on 100 on this? I believe I should have gotten better. See, there's a huge difference between those two. And then we're not just going to leave the email hanging, like when, we're talking face to face with someone, we just don't say, whatever we're saying and then we leave. We always say like, bye, have a good day, nice talking to you. So we're going to do the same thing with our emails. When we end it, you could say, thanks for your time, looking forward to hearing from you, warm regards, kind regards, sincerely, and then your name. Nice and simple, just a way to end it. So I'm going to say, just, a nice ending to the email. And then remember, we didn't put the to yet, so you're going to look over it, make sure everything's right, fix everything, and then you would come back and put whoever you're sending it to. That way it's ready to go. There's no mistakes. If you do press send, there's no reason to freak out. I do weekly videos. However, if you do need extra help with something or a specific study skill that I haven't covered, maybe you're struggling in one of your classes and need help studying, you have a big test coming up and you don't know how to study, you just need someone to study with, I'm always here. And I do have appointments you can book throughout the week. A simple way to do that is to go to your Blackboard, your community page, and your academic support. And then this has all the tools you'll need. That has the link for an appointment. Your virtual sessions will be in this tab. You can view our schedules. And then if you've missed any of my videos or want to go back and watch one, it's going to be in the Study Skills Videos Clip tab. So everything you'll need is right here. And I'm going to end my videos how I always end my videos. Every accomplishment starts with the decision to try. So I'll see you next week. And next week's video, we're going to be talking about time management, since that is a, big thing to work on since we are virtual. Specifically, I'm going to be talking about creating a weekly schedule. That includes your classes, maybe you're an athlete, it can include your weights and practices, maybe rehab time, and then maybe you have a job off campus, you have meetings throughout the week, somewhere you can keep all of those things. So if someone asks you like, hey, when you're free, you can automatically tell them you already know when you're free. And I feel like it, makes you a little less stressed because you have a routine throughout the day. So I hope you have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you in next week's video.